held to about people wanting to change their zoning to be in the zoning that was allowed. But I to refer to Corporation Council, but I do believe I read that and or heard that.
Through the chair, I think my recollection in speaking with Clive Robinson was that there was some challenges to the setback requirements, but not to the substance of the ordinance itself.
So setback meaning that, so people didn't want to change their zoning to be in that zoning?
I think the planning commission had denied some businesses
Changing their zoning?
because they didn't have enough setback from the road or setback from the neighboring property. So that's what was challenged. My understanding, that's what was challenged, not the ordinance.
Okay, very good. And I believe I read it. I'm going to do a little bit more research on that part. Any other comments from the council? Next person, please.
Thank you for letting me speak. I am Heather Nisley, and I am an educator going into my 17th year here. It's 14,000 Rockville Boulevard. I want to speak today on behalf of the generation. I heard both sides, and the bottom line is all about money. But I want you to understand during COVID, I saw children that had anxiety and depression through the roof. I also work with youth in my area in Taylor, and they are going through insurmountable odds. I left Michigan and went to the state of California where marijuana is prevalent. It's all the way from Oregon and Washington. And here today, it's not about a money issue. God will bless you if you follow what's right. But there are children that will be impacted. There will be marijuana set up all in the homes of our city. Do we want to bring that? It's going to infect the police, the firefighters. They will lose their lives because of this. It smells horrendously, and yes, people talk about the medical, but what about the children that are here? What about our education? We talk about a Little League that's in the 40th year. I've done mega sports camps for 7 to 10 years, and I'm telling you, please vote for the behalf of a generation that will now grow up. I mean, they have enough to deal with: drugs, alcohol, sexting. The bottom line is it's a money issue. And God will bring money to this city as long as you do what's right. But the moment you start letting all the people that say medicated marijuana, what else are we going to bring in now? Trafficking? Yes. And our police are suffering for it. One of them committed suicide.
Can you please keep your comments to yourself so she can
I'm
speak?
just telling you, during COVID, I saw little ones, less than 5 years old, that would come into children's ministry that couldn't even lift their heads. They're so depressed, anxiety through the roof. My young people that are Christians are trying to commit suicide. They're running away from home, and now we add marijuana to it. People, we need God. And I know I'm not popular here, but we need God. We need God in Taylor. Amen. And I thank God for Mayor Woolley. I pray he will stand for what is right. But our police and firefighters are suffering because we've allowed drugs. Come on. It's all about money. And I'm sorry if I've offended you as a council. I honor you. I have prayed for every one of you. And I want to go to our police and our firefighters, and I want to anoint their feet. They are the ones that should be applauded. They're the ones that are putting their lives on the line, and I'm imploring you, please vote for the people that don't have a voice, our children and our young people.
Thank you, Ms. Isley. I also want to make a note that I had received some comments from the last meeting about, separation of church and state, and so, we do recognize that here in government, across the nation. I would just refrain from quoting any Bible or any kind of religious language, and you only have 3 minutes, so if we could just stick to your concerns, I would really appreciate that. Thank you. Can you state your name for the record?
I'm Pastor Philip Nisley, 14,000 Racco in Taylor. I want to thank you for being cautious. I respect you for taking time on this issue. I stand before you understanding the first reading of a proposed council ordinance such as marijuana commercial businesses that was delayed from July 5 as Agenda 7.12 is to examine, quote, the text and purpose of the ordinance. I've not read it. It's not been read here for us to understand what we are even addressing, and to question the drafter regarding its contents and purpose. With the gravity of a proposed ordinance allowing dispensaries to be located in the city of Taylor, I would request this council to deny and vote down that possibility, or grant the Taylor citizens in November election opportunity to vote on the wording selected for such an ordinance, not just a small group of city officials. It's not clear to many of us what is proposed to be sold in these dispensaries. Highly potent sativa with high limiting content and much higher THC to CBD ratio than indica results in stronger psychological effects like hallucination and paranoia, and long-term health problems like loss of memory and cognitive functions. In 2017, there was 56% content. It is now 95 to 99% content, and that's been supported by a gubernatorial candidate, the state police report, and this report. It is a drug. It is affecting a generation. Marijuana, legal or not, is a very real drug with very real threats to our neighborhood, streets, and children. Crime, both personal and organized, such as theft and human trafficking, is in the Michigan State report. We were told nothing's happening in these communities. Friends, read the report. We should be playing a positive role in the lives of youth and kids to prevent drug use and violence by prosecuting, not licensing, those who destroy lives, families, and quality of life within neighborhoods. Often these dangers are excused by a wish to allow people to numb pain for medical use. I understand there's a lot of pharma out there, a lot of drugs out there. Indica, second main type of marijuana, induces sleepiness and should be taken seriously. Along with traffic threats by those picking up and immediately using marijuana driving down our streets, we should also be concerned with marijuana odor in our neighborhood. I am told that marijuana commercial business is normally a cash sale. While cities are hungry for tax revenue, cash business gives great risk to concealing sales and misusing funds. Taxes we gain as a city will not cover the potential loss of innocent lives, loss of property values, and other dangers drug use brings. I today sat with a woman who, her son, a Detroit officer, left the scene. As he left the scene, a person under marijuana shot his partner. That was just a couple of days ago. It was on the news.
Pastor, it's been 4 minutes. So if you could kindly come back up. Do you have quite a bit more, sir? Okay, if you could come up when everyone's done, I'd appreciate that. Thank you very much. Any counsel? Okay.
Council,
Yes.
just raise that this was only available as of July 5th. The actual original drafts have been available since April. They were within both the council study packet as to place them on the ballot for the 1st of May. They have been available through either the clerk's office or the city council office since that time. And the council has been studying this issue going back to November, December of last year for this council, as well as many councils, or the council before us. So this isn't something that was simply dropped at this point in time. Thank you.
Thank you, Chairman. Mr. Guy. Next person?